Okay, so hey, what's up? So I'm back, guys, and in this particular video, I'm doing starting the Midheaven series. Okay, and just bear with me. I know it seems like I'm all over the place, guys, but there's a method to my madness. All right. So, but I think this is gonna be fun. I'm calling this series the Midheaven Adventures. So, yeah, you know, um, I look at life as like this big adventure, this big journey, this big set of events that play out over time. And what more describes this? Play out over time and how we choose to approach it. And what more describes this than the midheaven? So, yeah. hmm So, let's see. I'm going to start with the midheaven in the sign of Aries. And midheaven in Aries is, basically you approach your career, or just like long-term goals. Okay, long-term goals and achievements, and things that you do over time, and how you go about obtaining these things, like in Aries, with Aries energy, with that Mars energy. And this is how people view you publicly, even when you think that you're acting a certain way. Because it's really not about necessarily the way that you're acting, it's just your energy, like the way that people are perceiving your approach. Okay, and even without you doing anything, it's like what they see is what they know, is what they observe off of you, of an individual, their midheaven. Okay, so in Aries, people look at Aries midheaven individuals as like very selfish natured. They feel like Aries is going to go after what it is that they want, when it comes to developing their career, when it comes to their image, what they're being perceived as. They're going to put what they want and what they want to obtain out of the situation above all else. So they're definitely going to see Aries midheaven as like someone that is like a general, or someone that's in command, that's like trying to command the situation, or trying to order things, um or have others operate or approach things in a way to where it fulfills their needs, um the direction they're trying to go in, and a direct cause that is ultimately getting Aries midheaven's needs met. Now, regardless of, so listen, this is not necessarily a bad thing, because there will be individuals that want this Aries midheaven person in said position, and being responsible for putting things together, constructing, forming um companies, running it, delegating how that will go. There will be individuals that need that want that look for that off of the Aries midheaven individual. Okay. Aries midheaven is dealing with direct competition because of it. So these are those individuals that are set out, that are born to compete with others. Like, these are like the armies and the companies and the um or the company certain companies, competitive like businesses and franchises and stuff like that, is going to want Aries midheaven individuals on their team, because they're looking for that individual that's got that drive and that stamina, and the competition, the are motivated through competition to pave the way. Because really, ultimately, Aries midheaven is getting their needs met, but they're advancing whatever they are associated with in the process. And don't get me wrong, because I don't know if you guys have observed this about Aries energy or not, but if you really think about it, if Aries is rocking on your side or your team, they look at other things as the opposition, as the enemy almost. They will uplift, brag about, encourage, ride for people that they're supporting or they feel like is on their team. So listen, when they're formalizing or when they're going after things but for what it seems like selfish gain, they're actually financing, they're actually supporting, they're actually um moving, advancing everything else that's around them, under them. Everybody's going to benefit off of it. But if you just so happen to be in a situation to where it's like individually stimulated, it's not like it's like this big company or things like that nature or whatever. Really, basically the person that's in direct competition with the Aries person, or if it seems like the Aries midheaven person is not moving in the fashion that is, it, you know, it's where it seems like the Aries individual is moving against them, is going to look like the Aries individual is selfish in nature. Because yes, they're going to be driven and motivated by what their accomplishments are through recognition. So Aries midheaven need recognition, and they need advancement. They need for people to recognize their efforts and their work and who they are and what they bring to the table. And it could really bother them if they're not receiving this recognition, or if they're not getting recognized, or even their work highlighted, noticed, and things of that nature. It can affect their self-esteem and their confidence. And the reason why an Aries midheaven individual would possibly hold back, okay, would possibly hold back on pursuing and going to their ultimate, like pursuing in a career, a job, or like a project, a goal, and going to the highest level that they can and advancing, is if they're fearful of failure, if they feel like they're going to let people down, you know. And this, in Aries midheaven, could definitely be like an athletic person, or someone that just people go to, they look at as the go-to person. This could be aggravating for, you know, for people that's actually in position to actually be the boss, or the manager, or, you know, someone that is in that position for people to go to. Like, if some people can see, like, you know, feel like they're like the Aries midheaven person is the one, like, okay, it's like a certain look or a certain energy that this person possesses that looks like, okay, which this one right here should be the leader. The problem is when the Aries midheaven individual don't believe this within themselves, like it has not reached a point to where they're ready to obtain this type of position, or, you know, have this type of responsibility, ready to take leadership. And there could be, yes, things in the chart that's directly affecting this individual's ability to do this. It'll be to where people are looking to put them in this leadership role, but they don't take it. Like, they don't take it. They, you know, they could be fearful of failure, because remember, this is the 10th house. And the 10th house is ruled by Saturn. So there could be restrictions to their getting to their ultimate goal, high career, reaching their high career levels. There could be restrictions there and limitations there, for sure, that Aries midheaven has to understand. Okay, well, you're not going to get any shortcuts really every single time, and it may not move as fast as you want, but those limitations and those setbacks are just for you to overcome, baby. You know, and over time, you're going to get it. So if Aries midheaven lacks patience, it can take them from job to job. Like whenever they start to feel like things are getting a little bit heavy or hard, and they start to lose patience, they can switch careers, they can switch their focus onto something else, you know, never really building themselves up to the great heights that they can. Okay, it's like, because it's like every time they restart over, every time they go to something new, it's like they're starting over again, they're starting from scratch, they're starting from the bottom level. You know, yes, is being ruled by Mars, and Mars been in the 10th house. Yes, there is a very great strength there. Like over time, you can accomplish something big, and like there's it's no way that somebody can knock you down or knock you off or take it from you, because you sat there and brick by brick you laid the foundation. Because and then Mars has to understand, like, okay, it can't just zoom through and rush through, it has to pace itself. So Aries midheaven, you're here, you're born to be a leader, you're born to be competitive in your work field. Because like if you get in your work area, in the area of line of work that you're in, and you get intimidated by other people, and you feel like you don't really want to press the gas and directly compete against individuals, because you can't look at it as a negative competition, competitive nature. It could be something that actually stimulates your growth and what you're here to do and learn in this particular lifetime. Like if you feel intimidated by others and you let people shut you down, because sometimes people could be shutting you down, or they don't want to support you because they know that you got the potential to possibly come and take their position or their spot. You see what I'm saying? Even though you may not even be doing that, that's the type of threats that people, um, you know, feel sometimes. So you could be listening to the wrong people that's not going to directly give you information and help you gain leadway in the industry or in the company or in the field that you're in. You got to go and you got to look for that. You got to put in time for that. You got to find your own way sometimes. You got to be willing to, because you got a lot of times with some Aries energy that will sit back there and they'll take the background. And then they'll be okay with supporting others, but then they wonder why, okay, well, why am I not advancing? Why am I not? Because it's like you're not really taking charge. And you will see that situations in your life put you in a position to where you have to really kind of take charge, like take charge over your life, take charge over what you're doing in a direction. And you can't let your setbacks, you can't let your ego interfere with what this looks like, because what you feel like is setbacks is not necessarily setbacks that's telling you you need to stop altogether. Is there to encourage you. You know what I mean? Like you like the you can also be like the direct leader, like you're the direct leader of the pack. You're here to create something different and unique, and you think that because when people don't understand it, like, and they will sit there and they will tell you, you got to be careful with what you're telling people too about what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Because like when you're sitting there, you're telling people and they're shooting your ideas down, you got to understand, because it's different and people are hesitant with something they feel like is different. And you can't just give up after you try something and you feel like it doesn't go the way that you want at first. You can't, because it may take you a different tries and different opportunities in different ways, of perfecting something, because you come with this very unique approach a lot of times. Like you're the first to do something sometimes, or you're the first to do it the way that you do it, and you think because it ain't been done before, or that other people don't, like, they turn you down or they don't respect it, that means for you to stop, and it don't. you know you got to find that motivation within you to continue on. All right, so this has been Midheaven, Aries Midheaven. You know what I'm saying? I'm Butterfly to Lights, and I will be back. You leaders, you great leaders, you.